Hello, Miss Pierce. This is David Brooks, and I am doing a video oral presentation for my midterm and final projects in your class, Contemporary Families in the U.S., at 2 o'clock from 2 to 2:50, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Um, so, first of all, I hope that this will be um, an effective way of getting the information across. I really do like making webcam videos, so I also hope that the sunglasses are all right. For I like to wear them when I make video blogs and such. They're kind of a staple of what I do. If not, then for my final draft, I can for surely take them off, and everything will be the same. So here we go. Um, the question I have chosen to address is um, the experience of teenage expecting expecting teenage parents. Basically, teenage pregnancy in families in the United States. Um, so my perspective and other perspectives. Here we go. There are a lot of teens getting pregnant nowadays. At least it feels like that because teens are. I don't know. It's more out in the open now. I guess it's more accepted. So it feels like there are a lot more teens getting pregnant than in previous years. And as we learned, the number hasn't really increased all that much, but the information about it and how much are coming out really is rising a lot. Um, I believe that teenage pregnant now, while some might believe that teenage pregnancy is not a big deal, because everyone can have children, yada yada yada. I believe that teenage pregnancy is nothing to be proud of, almost, because while you might think you're going to be happy raising, I have learned and seen from previous experience with my mother trying to raise a new baby. A few years ago when I'm at the age where I can really understand what's going on, how hard it was and how hard it must have been for her to raise me, and how hard it must have been for my grandma to raise her, um, because she has raised my little brother, even though she's not a teenager, without much male help, and so or a male supporting role, and so even like I said, even though she's not a teenager, I can see it being a lot harder being a teenager than it was even for her, who when she had a job and had a little bit of income. So raising children is a lot harder than anyone can imagine, and unless the parents, meaning the teenagers who are expecting to have babies, come from a very wealthy family, which um, you know statistics and surveys say that most of the time, when a teenager gets pregnant, they are from a lower class family, and so a lot of times, the more wealthy, the higher classes, they have more income and more money and more chances not to be conceiving children at a young age. So, chances are good that the family will have a lot harder time making ends meet if they are not from a wealthier family. And with the addition of a young baby, each month will be harder and harder. Um, so that's never good. You never want to bring a young child into a situation of poverty and such, because it seems unfair to me how people can have child after child after child in these terrible situations. It's almost like, if you don't have any money to feed yourself, why are you going to bring another child into this equation when they will not get the chances? I mean, obviously there's always stories about how, oh, this the baby was a rags to riches story. Oprah Winfrey, she was born with nothing and is now a millionaire. But how many times does that happen? Often, when a child is born into a less than perfect situation, they don't improve all that much. When a child is born into poverty, they will more than likely stay into poverty, which is a really sad thing to say, but as well a true thing to say. Now, as far as that goes, that's just that's kind of how it goes. Now for some, let's see what's next. You have on here. Those are both significant points of view, and my perspective and others' perspectives. Um, Now I have some sources. My first source that I plan to explore, that I've already gone through and everything, but a good source that I've found is Exploring Variation in Teenage Mothers and Fathers, Educational Attainment by Stephanie Melbourne. It is an academic journal. The second is Children Having Children, Outcome of Extreme Teenage Pregnancies. Now, this takes a look at teenagers who are having babies at very young ages, 13 to 15 years old. Now, technically, I'm still a teenager. I'm 18 years old. Technically, next year, when my birthday rolls around, which is actually in 11 days, I was born on November 11th, so I have a parade on my birthday every year. I will still be a teenager at 19 years old. But these take a look at the early teenage years. It is by Esther Papamichael, Rinka Pilarahi, and Wai Yung, and it is as well an academic journal. And the third is Improving Outcomes for Teenage Pregnancy and Early Parenthood for Young People in Out of Home Care, and it is by Philip Mendez. So these are the sources that I have looked at and plan to get a lot of the information from. Um, and then again, I hope, in conclusion, I hope that this video oral presentation will be a good way to get the information across, and that this midterm has covered everything. I feel like I have covered everything on your list thoroughly and whatnot. So thank you for your time, and please let me know as soon as you get this graded, so I know that this is an effective way to get my point across. Get the points. All right, thanks.